is Cecil B. Moneygetter, host of Money Talks, a new financial news upload that is laser focused on digital finance, cryptocurrencies, robotics, electric vehicles, stocks, the cannabis industry, and much, much more. Tune in and join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on our Information Meets Execution YouTube channel as we bring you financial news uploads, one trending topic at a time. And don't forget to stay listening, because money talks.
Good evening. Today is Thursday, August 22nd, and I am here with your daily Money Talks 7 p.m. upload. And we're just going to get right into it with our cannabis news. Dr. Oz says patients who doctors recommend marijuana for pain should give it a try, especially if they're senior citizens. However, he cautioned against broader cannabis use for recreational purposes. In a syndicated health advice column that was first published on Wednesday, former TV health personality Mehmet Oz responded to a reader's question about pros and cons of smoking marijuana or taking edibles. Oz and co-author Michael Rosen, a doctor focused on aging, started by making clear that smoking anything creates damaging inflammation throughout your body. With respect to research on the two most well-known cannabinoids, CBD and THC, that's in evolving fields with limited research, they wrote. There's evidence that CBD can curtail seizures and THC can help alleviate nausea associated with cancer treatment, the doctor said. For pain management, there's a mixed bag of studies on the efficacy of marijuana. Our advice: if your physician recommends it to manage pain, especially if you're 65 and older, give it a try, Oz and Rosen said. During his unsuccessful 2022 run for the Senate against the then Pennsylvania LT Governor John Fetterman, Oz criticized his opponent for supporting marijuana legalization, but previously in 2020 he called cannabis one of the most underused tools in America, saying that the plant is safer than alcohol. He said at the time he believes that for seniors in particular, marijuana for pain represents a safer solution than many narcotics in many cases. In his latest column, Oz made various claims about the dangers of recreational marijuana use, saying it can have lots of negative repercussions, and that especially concerns us for young folks who now think that pot is decriminalized, may think they need to get it through the day. He also peddled a dubious claim that smoking a cannabis joint produces 8 times as much lung and brain damaging particulate matter as one manufactured cigarette. And he said chronic use of cannabis is linked to respiratory issues and an increased risk for testicular cancer, anxiety, and depression. All of this means we need more standardized products and more studies of those products to determine risks and benefits. Again, despite his claims on the campaign trail while running for the Senate, in his latest comments, Oz previously seemed supportive of the border reform, saying in 2020 that we ought to completely change our policy on marijuana. It absolutely works. Next up, we're in our tech news. We have iPhone 16 lineup to introduce wave of camera improvements. Both the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro models are rumored to step up the iPhone's photography and videography functions, including upgrading hardware such as a 48 megapixel sensor on the Pro model's ultra-wide camera and software such as macro photography, and for the standard models an all-new image format. Reiterating some previous rumors, the report claims that the iPhone 16 main camera will remain the same that is of the iPhone 15 with a 48 megapixel sensor and a f/1.6 aperture, and there are unlikely to be changes that on the unit on subsequent generations through 2026. The iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Plus may support macro photography for the first time. This feature is currently exclusive to the Pro models. The iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max will continue to feature a 48 megapixel. The iPhone 16 Pro will gain 5x tetraprism telephoto camera introduced on the iPhone 15 Pro Max last year, replacing the current 3x telephoto camera. The iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max will be featured with an upgraded ultra-wide camera with a 48 megapixel sensor. Apple will introduce a new image format called JPEG XL, sitting alongside HEIF, JPEG, HEIF, and ProRAW. The iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro Max will support 3K videos at 120 frames per dimension. The iPhone 16 lineup is expected to be announced in just a matter of weeks. The Pro models are expected to feature larger displays and a faster chip, while the standard models are set to offer the action button and a redesigned rear camera array. Last but not least, we have our stock news. We have the prediction that NVIDIA's big stock pullback will lead to an even bigger gains by year's end. NVIDIA is the most watched tech stock, there's no question. Its upcoming earnings, which come after the majority of the industry and all of the Magnificent Seven have already reported and hotly are anticipated. As a centerpiece of the artificial intelligence revolution, NVIDIA saw its revenue skyrocket from the end of 2022 to now. It couldn't sell its super chips fast enough. Literally, at its peak, there was an 11-month backlog for them. This extreme demand led to incredible pricing power and the ability, it seemed, to print money. For the last 4 consecutive quarters, NVIDIA grew its earnings per share by more than 400% year over year. The market reacted, sending the company's stocks on a rapid ascent, more than tripling from July 2023 to July 2024. Maybe some investors thought the ride would never stop, but since its peak in mid-July, the stock is down about 8%. It's natural for stock to cool off at times. However, there's been some outsized fear surrounding this dip for many investors, worried about a possible recession. NVIDIA's income growth slowing significantly or AI falling. NVIDIA's income growth slowing significantly or AI failing to deliver on its promise. While these fears are valid and skepticism is healthy, I think NVIDIA has ways to go. Any short-term retreat like this is just that, short term. Although NVIDIA's next earnings may not blow estimates out of the water like some of its previous quarters, expectations are higher these days. I think they will still meet or exceed them, and the market will react as it has all year when NVIDIA posts its numbers. I think this trend will continue, and NVIDIA's share price will continue to rise throughout the year.
On our Information Meets Execution YouTube channel, you can also check out the 734 Listening Library YouTube channel for self-help shorts and audiobooks. Follow us on Instagram at 734 Miscellaneous LLC to continue our journey of growth and success together. I'll see you at the top. Holla.